Y'all know what time it is. Alright, let's get on down to it. We got a UFC 118 in Boston, Massachusetts with the second most important rematch of this year, of 2010. And we got a kind of semi-freak show type fight, but I'll get to that in a couple seconds. Anyway, let's just start from the top. Slickfest Wizard here. We got the newly crowned lightweight champion, Frank the Answer Edgar, in a rematch against BJ Penn, who he beat last time in Abu Dhabi UFC 112. This is going on tomorrow at the TD Garden, I think. But anyways, a lot of people know what happened. Some say Penn got robbed. I personally think that Penn, Penn did so little in their first fight that, it's really interesting, how things unfolded given the situation and given the credentials that BJ Penn had, that why he didn't try to do a little bit more against Frank Edgar. But the outcome of this fight is pretty much unanimous. It's the same as it was the last time, for the most part. But Frank Edgar, an NCAA division wrestler, AA Division I wrestler, yes. He got that from the Clarion University in Pennsylvania, and he scored 2 takedowns in the first time. In the first fight, he wasn't really trying to finish BJ Penn. He was trying to finish the fight in the only way that he possibly could, which was to score points for 5 rounds, and that's what he did. He moved in, out, showed great endurance, great footwork, head movement. BJ Penn's boxing has some of the best boxing in MMA, best striking. He gets that from Freddie Roach too. He also has crazy Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but BJ Penn tried to land several of his those knockout kind of looping left and right hands that he will do that sometimes ends fights. But Penn had 2 spectacular title defenses that were just great. He choked out Kenny Florian, dominated Diego Sanchez, sliced his head open. He also beat Sean Shirk, but that was before GSP, which he lost against GSP. You all know that. And I've kind of had different thoughts about this fight coming up. People are calling Edgar the real life Rocky. It was a big upset in a way. But yeah, even though it would be kind of great. I'm hoping that in a way that Frank Edgar is able to defend the belt. I don't think it's going to happen. Wait, that was weird. Okay. Alright, the outcome of the main event, Edgar versus Penn, will honestly be determined by if BJ Penn truly decides to show up. If he shows up and he's motivated and he's the same BJ Penn that we've been seeing as of late, that doesn't have any problems gassing like he did in the past, then BJ Penn will win this fight. If BJ Penn, the real BJ Penn, doesn't decide to show up, then Edgar will win this fight. But BJ Penn needs to get Edgar to the ground. Don't stand and trade with him, Penn. Take Edgar to the ground and try to submit him. Try to work for position, try to do damage that way. So, given that, I wish Edgar the best of luck, and the same thing with Penn too, but I have to pick BJ Penn in this fight again by round 2 or 3, ending by submission. Or TKO no. Alright, next one. And here is kind of the crazy fight right here. We got Randy Couture versus James Lights Out Toney. Randy Couture, 5-time UFC champion, the former light heavyweight. He's 47 right now, but he's still got what it takes. He's still in the game. A true veteran of MMA and a standout, mixed martial arts artist and wrestler. He won the Pan American Games 1991 gold Havana Greco-Roman competition in the U.S. And he has victories over Maury Smith, Kevin Randleman, Chuck Liddell, Pedro Hizzo on 2 occasions, Vitor Belfort. So he's been fighting top guys, even though his record doesn't seem to show it. But I'm not going to talk too much about him because so many people know about him already. And He is fighting James Lights Out Toney in this one. I've already said his name. In a fight in which very few people are giving James Toney a chance in this. Yeah, James Toney went on a couple winning streaks. One of his only losses is to Roy Jones Jr., another loss is to Montel Griffin. Drake, he's been in the fight game for a while, although it's been a while since James Toney has fought a professional, has beat a top 10 guy. And he's got a boxer's chance, and he's got a puncher's chance and a fighter's chance, but his when he comes to this fight, this is not a boxing match, it's a mixed martial arts match, and there's just way too many things that Randy Couture has for James Toney to worry about that James Toney is not considering while he's talking all this trash, saying that Randy doesn't deserve to be called a legend just because he has 20 fights in the UFC. It's really like 23 fights. But, yeah, Toney's been talking a lot, so he's not my most favorite fighter. But I'm looking for Randy Couture to dominate James Toney in this fight, to beat him. It'd be crazy if James Toney does beat him, because he's got that chance, but I really don't see it happening. I see James Toney coming out there with the traditional left foot forward type stance you see in boxing. Randy Couture shooting in double leg takedown, quickly moving to side control, with James Toney being unable to keep Randy in guard, and from that point the fight will end by TKO or submission in late first round. Next fight, we got Damian Maia returning. I'm not going to talk about the rest of the card that much, against Mario Miranda. Both of these guys are top of the food chain Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Let's see, Mario Miranda. Coming off of his TKO victory of David Loazo at UFC 115, Damian Maia just got dominated in Abu Dhabi by Anderson Silva in a 5-round minimalist beating, if that makes any sense. But anyways, I'm going to pick Maia to win this fight by submission, rear naked choke, or decision, because I believe that Maia's level of jiu-jitsu is just that much better than Miranda's. Kenny Florian versus Gray Maynard. I'm going to pick Florian by TKO also against Gray Maynard, because I see Florian being too hungry, too aggressive, and being able to neutralize Maynard's wrestling ability. So I hope you do it, Florian. Good luck. And Nate Diaz, I'm going to pick him over Marcus Davis by decision or by submission also. Excuse me. Alright, I'm going to pick rest of the card. They got John Salter. Dan Miller's back after 3 losses in a row. Really? Man, yeah, John Salter, Andre Winner, and Joe Lozon. That's what it's all about, guys. Buffalo Wild Wings, same deal this weekend. Keep it cool. Peace out. Make it a great day or else.